Hello, good morning. It is Deborah, and today is, I forget what day video I'm on, but today what I want to talk to you about is art. I've recently started taking a painting class, and it is super fun. It's pretty challenging for me, and there's so many things I love about it because I don't know what I'm doing, and I approach it with beginner's mind. I just go in there and I've got my paints and I've got my canvas, and I'm sitting in a room with 10 other people who've been painting for 10 years, and they've got, all their brushes and all their paints in a certain order, and they know exactly what they're doing, and I have no idea what I'm doing. And I've been doing it for 3 months, and I totally love it. And what I want to share with you is that I've just discovered, as I've been thinking about how everything is a reflection of everything, that painting has everything to do with being an entrepreneur. There actually are certain techniques that we've been talking about in how do you create a painting, and you can apply those same lessons to the art of being an entrepreneur. So that's what this video is going to be about. And I've come up with 7 ways that painting for me is really a great invitation to stepping more into the art of being an entrepreneur. So number 1 is being intentional. When I approach a canvas, I have one intention, and that's simply this: I want to create beauty. That's it. I'm not looking for perfection, whatever that is. I'm not looking for what am I supposed to be doing. I just want it to be pretty. I want it to make me happy. I want to look at the colors and just have my heart swell because it's beautiful. So that's really my number 1 intention, creating beauty. And the question I want to ask you, if you're an entrepreneur and you're creating a business for yourself, is, what do you love about it? How do you feel every day when you go to work? I know for me, every day when I go to work, I am on fire with excitement and enthusiasm. Like I'm about to meet the hottest date, and I'm super stoked about it. I just love my work. I love what I do as a filmmaker. I love what I do as a coach. I love what I do as a creator. And people who work with me feel that. They feel that joy, that enthusiasm, that willingness to just show up and do whatever it takes. And so how do you bring that into your business so that you're intentional and people feel your joy? The second thing is be creative. We are creators. Every cell of us wants to create. And that's such an awesome thing to really own, because when you're creating, you get to realize I am 100% responsible for my reality. I'm 100% responsible for what I'm creating, for how I'm feeling, for how I'm showing up. That is powerful. What do you want to create? And the place from which you decide you want to create has everything to do with your results. What do I mean by that? If the place that you're creating from is of joy, of love, of beauty, of fun, it's contagious and people can't help it. Yes, Carolyn, you are a work of art. I'm so happy to see you here. Hi, Daniel. So anyway, bring that creative spirit to your work, because that's what's going to come through. It starts here and then it comes out, whether it's your hands or your mouth or your body, if you're a dancer. So I really invite you to step into your full-on creativity and go with it. Number 3, start with your values. So we do this thing in painting where we do something called a value study first. And what that is that you look at the painting almost as if it were black and white, and you look at the values. Where is the darkest dark? Where is the lightest light? Where is it dark light? Where is it light dark? And every variation in between. And when you do a value study, you're able to get perspective. You're able to see what are the parts that you want to focus on, what are the parts that have more breathing room, what are the parts that feel more expansive, what are the parts that are more intense. And a value study is the foundation of your painting. It gives it the shape, it gives it the perspective, it gives it really the feeling. And in our business, it really starts with your values. My highest values, everything that I do, everything that comes out of my mouth, my number 1 value is peace. That's it. So my number 1 feeling that I come from when I'm creating is, how do I create an experience of peace? Second is love. Number 3, beauty. Those are my top 3. And I've done these values exercises. I actually have a specific process that I use with clients to help people discover what their values are. And maybe I'll do a video on that sometime. But in any case, I've done these value studies a whole bunch of time with myself, and money is never the value. Money happens to be a byproduct of it because it's an energy that's moving through me, but it is allowed to move through me because of my values of peace, love, and beauty. Those are the top 3. And then health is the next one. And then the environment is number 5. So when you start with your values and you create from that place, it's going to inform everything you do in your business. And that's also a really helpful way for you to attract your ideal client and for you to figure out what your niche is. Because when you work your business from your values, it's going to have a really solid, deeply rooted foundation that is really unshakable. So start with your values. Number 4, shift your perspective. I love this one. Because, in a painting, there's the foreground, the medium ground, and the background. And this is such a great thing to think about, really from a mindset perspective. Those of you who are watching and who've been following me for a while know that I really am in love with the brain and neuroplasticity. And the way we think about anything is the way that we think about everything. The patterns that we have are really the patterns that inform our relationships, our business, our relationship to money, our relationship to health, to our body, to ourselves. Everything is a reflection of everything. That's how I see the world. You're welcome to see it differently, but that's how I see the world. So when you're thinking about perspective, there are ways that we can get stuck, especially when it comes to being an entrepreneur. I know this was a place that I was stuck a lot, where I thought I had to do my business in a certain way. And if I wasn't doing it that way, I was doing it wrong. And that was part of my belief system, was I'm doing it wrong. I always looked for what was I doing wrong. That will paralyze you. And I will tell you that paralyzed me for 20 years in my business. I thought I was doing it wrong, and I was trying to put myself in this teeny tiny little box of how other people were doing it, and it didn't work for me. And so one of the things that I've discovered through painting, which is super fun, is I turn the canvas upside down. I paint with my left hand. I close one eye. I close my eye and I just reach for the paint and I see what wants to come through. I turn the canvas sideways. I let the stuff go off the edges, right? I let myself be really limitless and uncontained. And that is so liberating. And when you do that with your business, when you shift your perspective with your mindset of what you think it's supposed to be, and you start creating just from the place of who you are, it's incredibly liberating, and your clients will love you, which takes me to number 5, be unique. Nobody can be you. One of the hardest things that I discovered when I was starting my business was, well, how am I supposed to do it? And I kept getting stuck in the how. The how is none of your business. The what and the why, that's your business. Why are you doing what you're doing? And when you're really clear about, I'm doing this because it's coming from my highest values, and I'm shifting my perspective, and I'm helping my clients shift their perspective, and I'm coming with my unique angle to it, you're going to be attracting the people who are specifically looking for you. They're not looking for me. They're not looking for Brendon Burchard. They're looking specifically for you. So how can you be available, be present with all of your you-ness, your uniqueness? That's really important, because nobody else can do you. And, honestly, you're depriving the world of your uniqueness and your brilliance and your goofiness if you don't show up fully as you. So please come forth, because we need you. We need every single one of you. And I was thinking about this yesterday from a perspective of genetics. That's point number 7. So I'm going to jump ahead to point number 7, and then I'll come back to point number 6. So point number 7, it's all about making mistakes. From the point of view of genetics, a mutation, call it a mutation, is a mistake, right? It's a piece of code that got replicated with a little bit of a variation. And, think about it. Think about all the diversity, all the different trees, all the different flowers, all the different fish, all the different animals, all the different languages, all the different cultures. What a beautiful thing that we live on such a diverse and varied planet. So allowing yourself to make mistakes means, A, you got to commit to making them. You've got to understand everything is possible, and actually there are no mistakes. The only thing that makes it a mistake is your judgment that it's wrong or that it should be different. And I know that as a filmmaker and as a painter and as a writer and as a coach, sometimes my greatest wins, my greatest moments of creativity have come from stuff that I wasn't trying to do. I was trying to do something different, and I made a mistake, and it turned out to be perfect. And the thing that I thought I wanted turned out to be completely wrong. So I really just invite you to be open to the totality of all possibility and see what happens, because you will surprise yourself. And when you remove judgment, there are no mistakes. And that takes me to point number 6. See, I'm going out of order. I'm doing it my own unique way. Point number 6, work your whole canvas. What does that mean? When you're passionate about the work that you do, sometimes it spills over the edges. That's cool, right? I love my work. I dream about it. I take it onto the yoga mat. I take it into my hikes. I take it into the shower. And I'm constantly getting inspired with new ideas of how I can share, how I can show up, how I can edit a movie together. And I'm bringing my filmmaking into my coaching, and I'm helping people visualize differently, rewrite their narratives, edit out stuff that's not working, play with filters, play with dissolve, rewind, tell it backwards. And so all of my businesses are informing all of my businesses, and it's super cool and it's super fun. And people who are working with me are getting incredible value out of it. So I just really invite you to work your whole canvas. What does that mean? Create all of it. So I don't just create what I'm working on, I create open space. I create time for yoga. I create time for meditation. I create time for journaling. I create time for painting. All of it. And when you're really intentional about what you're creating and realizing that you get to create all of it, it's super fun, it's super liberating, and a byproduct is that your income will go up, your joy will go up, your enthusiasm will go up. All of it is super great. So that's my invitation to you. I'll just review the top 7 things about making art and how you can bring the art into your entrepreneurship. Number 1, be intentional. Number 2, be creative. Number 3, start with your values. Number 4, shift your perspective. Number 5, be unique. Number 6, work the whole canvas. Number 7, make mistakes. That's it. Tell me what you're creating. I would love to hear from you. And have a beautiful day, and go out and create from your heart with love and with joy. And I just want to add, because a lot of people are watching these videos and they're like, well, how do I see more of you? So I appreciate that you're asking that. Let me tell you, down below on my Facebook page, I've committed to doing 100 days of video. And so you can see all 100 days. Actually, there are only 8 or 9 up so far, but I'm doing it every day because the more I do it, the more inspired I get. So you can go down on the Facebook page, you can see videos. Number 2, go to DeborahFryer.com, DeborahFryer.com, and type your name right underneath the banner. You'll get a free book there, and then you'll be on my list. So once you're on my list, you will get, I'm pretty regular, I'm pretty consistent, but it's pretty much every week you will get an invitation from me that is some kind of creative inspiration or some neuro juju or a recipe if I'm inspired to cook. So all of that is available, okay? And number 3, I do have a YouTube channel that I've started to post on. So have an awesome day, create from your heart with love and joy, and I will see you tomorrow. Ciao.